Well, hey, what's up, you guys? It's your Drive Home Podcast. I'm your Drive Home Podcast host, Ryan, back at you again with another one. Reporting live from my upstairs living room. You guys get to see this mess. Man, it's terrible. Terrible setup up here. Not the best lighting, but at least it's something. About 2.5 weeks post my surgery right now. Actually, by the time this comes out, it'll be about a month. But doing all right. I was obviously under a lot of meds when I woke up, and I just looked down at this thing, and it reminded me of like that reverse bear trap from Saw. The dial and everything was very intimidating to see post surgery. I just kind of freaked out, man. And I was under this anesthesia, and I even had them give me a blocker so that the pain isn't bad. So I was under a lot, and I just started crying. I'm like, oh my God, get this off of me. I started freaking out. Caitlin said it was like 3 hours in recovery. I just remember them shaking me, me being like, and falling back asleep over and over. I guess I did that for 3 hours. I was so tired and just out of it. And it was outpatient, so I literally left. This is loose. I literally left that day, and I felt like I was escaping a prison or an insane asylum, or I don't know. I'm like, why am I leaving the same day as my surgery? It just didn't feel right being on all those drugs and being in a car heading home. It was crazy, man. That was the hardest part from all of it. They didn't give me very heavy meds. I took some oxys for like a little bit. I didn't like the way they made me feel. Oh, actually the worst part was the constipation. I didn't shit for 3 days. Actually 4. Friday morning, right before it, I had the runs because I was I was nervous. And then Friday, nothing. The rest of the day. Saturday, nothing. Sunday, nothing. Monday, I was sick. The thought of food. Caitlin was like, "Oh, what about this? I got this." I'm like, don't mention any food to me. I'm gonna throw up. It was bad, and finally, oh, dude, that was bad. That was the worst part of it. Was not being able to go and having to with this thing on. I had to get like an actual, like a little walker that goes behind your toilet, just so I can like lift myself up and down off the seat. It was rough, man. Basically, you have to like lower yourself and lay like reverse plank on the toilet. Like it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. But I never needed assistance showering or anything. I built up my left leg pretty strong for that month before my surgery, hopping around everywhere on crutches. Really, I didn't use crutches a lot. I hopped around on it, just whatever. Yeah, I'm on the up and up. I just saw my doctor today. He said, "See you in a month. Everything looks good." My boob is falling out here. This isn't a very flattering shirt, but I've been wearing nothing but just sports shorts and tank tops, man. I mean, I ain't got nowhere to go. I can't go anywhere. I ain't got no one to impress. So, yeah, that's what's going on with me. So, figured the night before my surgery, I packed up all the stuff, my board, my computer, brought it all upstairs, so I would have something to do, because I'm going a little stir crazy. I've been home a lot. I haven't worked in a couple months, and I'm getting a little. It's weird. I'm feeling worthless, just sitting here every day doing nothing. So maybe I'll keep doing these and something will come out of it. Whatever. So don't have a whole lot to talk about. Last episode, me and Kaylin talked about our wedding plans. We have a wedding shower coming up soon. We still do not have a date set for the wedding. Kind of hard, considering I was just told today I got 6 weeks of being in this brace. Another 6 weeks. It sucks. But whatever. It's fine. So I figure I'd just sit here and maybe I figured out a way. I love the new update with the Mac and the iPhone stuff where you can mirror your phone right to your Mac. It's awesome. Really helpful for this. I used to have to download the videos fully and post them or post them later. I love this. I can mirror my phone and it's great. It's not mirrored though, because if it was mirrored, it would be backwards. It's just broadcasting basically, but it's seamless. It's great. It's a great thing, great addition that they added here. Man, I don't know. I don't want to get back into the Charlie Kirk stuff, but there are some things around that whole thing I'd like to talk about. Regarding church, and there's a bug on my microphone. I just smashed it into the microphone. Little gnat. Anyways, figure I'd just get on here, play some videos, and talk, because I always find myself on my phone. That's what I've been doing a lot, just sitting on my phone, looking at videos. I started getting into the whole turning point thing. It's like I watched one the other day where this girl, I forget her, Megan Kelly, I think her name is. She's a political person. I don't know, probably just another influencer or whatever, but I really liked the things that she had to say, and I had a clip that I wanted to play. And again, I'm not going to get into the Charlie Kirk stuff. I'm probably going to get more into church stuff, because that's like almost the genesis of this podcast, even though that's not where I wanted to go with things. I know I said on the last one, I've been doing a lot of soul searching, trying to be more forgiving and extending more grace to, I've talked a lot of shit about like the way the modern day church goes, and those people, they're just they're doing what they knew to do. They were trying to worship the only way they did, or knew how to. And that's what they were doing, and I need to just let that go. I need to let it go. And realize that that's just where we are. It's weird. I saw an interesting video today, not to jump topics, but it was like talking, I think it was Mark Driscoll, he's talking about how the whole Jesus Revolution thing, the movie that came out, I forget the guy's name. He had a weird name. Anyways, that was, it's funny how we went from like, we had conservatives, buttoned up, tie and suit jacket conservatives that was the church. And then in that movie, it had highlighted like the hippie movement, a lot of these Jesus hippies coming into the church, and the old school people didn't like it. They didn't accept it. And they tried so hard to force that leftist, I don't know, the whole leftist thing I don't know. Just they're trying to force it out of the church. They didn't like it. Well, fast forward several decades later, and you have these pastors that were from that hippie movement pastoring churches, and these churches have become so leftist that now they have to accept the MAGA people back in. Or not MAGA people, but just, you know what I mean? The people that are in this whole thing. Because there's a lot of people who decided to start going back to church after that Charlie Kirk thing happened. There were people who were conservative. Caitlin's people in her family that were conservative, it didn't exactly go along with the whole church thing, are now a little more open to church and going to church. It's crazy. It's like people who were like, oh yeah, I'm conservative, I don't even need to go to church. They're going to church. So it's almost like we full circled back to the church being more about core values, family values and morals, and we've I think that's what we needed. So with that, I don't have that video lined up, but I'll play this Megyn Kelly thing because it's a little long, but there's a question that's asked that's very important, that was asked at the end of it, at the last question that was asked. So I'll play that.
Yeah.
It's super small. I apologize. I don't even get this girl's question.
My question is, there are two definitions for the word virgin. The first one is
Now it's getting good. Did you hear what she said? Two definitions for the word virgin. Pay attention.
that in like Greek.
She looks really young too, by the way.
The first definition is what we all know what a virgin is, and the second is a young woman of bearing age. So if like, what was Mary? Like, was she the first or the second?
Wow, that's above my pay grade. I mean, a virgin in my understanding is somebody who has never had sex. Yeah, that's my understanding. That's my understanding of the Virgin Mary. Never had sex. I don't think the meaning changes. I'm not sure about the dual meaning. There's no Venn diagram that comes to mind that would explain that.
You see, and this is the stuff that's being
illuminating to you. I'm stuck in 21st century America, but I think there's only one real understanding of it, and that's it. Thank you.
That's the stuff that's being taught. What is that? What, I don't even understand what she was saying there. What was that?
Hi, can everyone hear me?
Yeah, they can hear you.
I want to know why you support a president who contributes to the rhetoric that got your friend Charlie killed. We saw his rally recently. He said, "I hate my enemies." Stephen Miller said similar things. How can you support him when he contributed to what got Charlie killed?
Assumes facts, not evidence. What you said is not true.
70% of political violence is committed by Republicans.
Okay.
Look it up. DOJ just pulled it. DOJ just pulled it from their website. DOJ just pulled the study from their website because they're delusional.
That's not true, because
they just pulled it. Look it up.
Once you pull
pulled it from their website.
Once you pull the crazies out of there, it is overwhelmingly left-wing violence.
Google it.
We have had
every single person can Google it right now.
You know, this is how we get here. So first of all, let me take on the first part of the premise of your question, that it was President Trump's rhetoric that led to an assassin killing our friend Charlie Kirk. That's a blatant lie. It's a defamatory blaspheme, and it's inappropriate in the setting.
That's not what I said.
We know. Yes, it is.
No, I said he contributed to the political atmosphere.
Well, then you have no point. Then your point is utterly empty. Contributing to the atmosphere. This guy was let's just make clear. This guy was motivated by leftist ideology. We know it from the bullet casings. We know it from the Utah governor. We know it from his own mother. Yes, we do. Let's be really clear on that.
Even if that's true, so then you're saying, because let's say this guy's a leftist, even if that's true, does that make it okay for the sitting president of the United States to incite violence against liberals?
The President of the United States has not accepted violence against liberals. The President of the United States made a joke at the Charlie Kirk Memorial, which was funny and self-deprecating. It was on the heels of Erica Kirk saying she, in an extraordinary moment, forgave her husband's killer. And let me finish. And then President Trump got up and making a joke, playing off of what Erica said. He said, we disagree. I need to do better. Erica's going to try to convince me, but I'm in a different place. And that's completely normal for a politician to be thinking about his political fights. And by the way, Trump has every right to loathe his enemies. They tried to put him in jail for the rest of his life. They tried to bankrupt him. They tried to put his family in jail. And they tried to kill him.
Yeah, it's happened a few times.
Okay, now you go.
Thank you for your time.
No, it's fine. It's good. It's good. It's good to have some folks come up and disagree.
I don't know if I believe her. There's a lot of these. There's a lot of these. I don't know what's going on politically, but there's a lot of these people. She was like big time liberal. She was a businesswoman. Very women's lib. Pro anything woman. And now she's all about Donald Trump, which is weird. And I guess at one point she hated Donald Trump. So I don't know what's going on. I think death brings people together in a way. Let me go back to this.
Hi, Megan. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Emma Dayton. I'm a student at Liberty University.
This is it.
Liberty.
This is the one, yeah.
Yes, we actually care about the First Amendment and everything in our government. I wanted to end on a faith note, which is probably something Charlie would have wanted. We're seeing revival all across this country I've never seen anything like it before. And we saw so many people in church the first Sunday after Charlie was assassinated, which is amazing. And I wanted to know your thoughts on what you think pastors should have said to their congregation that Sunday. I know a lot of Christians may have left disappointed knowing their pastors didn't say anything, or maybe they didn't really address it. So what would you have had pastors say to their congregation, and then maybe how can churches go forward in light of that?
Yeah, thank you for that. I think if your pastor didn't say anything about Charlie Kirk on the Sunday after he was killed, you need to find a new church.
Yep. Amen.
I think that's a sickness. Who could Christians find that was better than Charlie as an evangelist for their beliefs, both faith-based and political? Most Christian conservatives lean right, and most understood that Charlie was talking about the gospel in a way that was inspirational, even if they didn't share his politics, and would like to hear him more on the faith-based issues. And so I don't understand that there could be a pastor in America who wouldn't at least embrace that side of Charlie and take a moment to pay their respects to him. I think it's disrespectful to him and to the millions of people around the world who felt inspired by him and feel inspired by him right now. So I think shame on them. Find a new church. Once again, back to my original point, in a way that's cancel culture. It's you canceling them or them canceling themselves right out of your life. That should not be your faith leader. Listen, you guys, that's it. I apologize to the people.
That was it. That was what I wanted to get into right there. So that was a big thing. The Sunday after that happened, did your pastor say something or no? I know some pastors that did not. They just, whatever was planned to be preached that Sunday, they preached it, and that was that. And maybe some tied in. I know my pastor, he tied in because what he was preaching on wasn't exactly had no relevance towards what happened at all, but he did throw it in there. Then the following Sunday, he had people, I don't know if someone said, hey, he didn't say enough about Charlie Kirk. He did say something, but the following Sunday, he had everyone stand up and honor him. Oh, and because that was when they had this big thing that happened, this memorial service for Charlie Kirk, and Yeah, it's just crazy. I found myself once again digging stuff up. I couldn't help. I can't help myself. Here it is.
All right, this is going to be a very controversial post, and I am almost tempted not to make it, but I feel like I got to make it because this is my church. So let's talk about Stephen Furtick and Elevation Church. I'm really torn, guys. I watched church from my couch on Sunday because we decided not to go to church, and I was really, really looking forward to Stephen Furtick having some amazing service and praying for Charlie Kirk and his family. And I'm not going to lie, I had to turn it off because I was so disappointed in the fact that he didn't even bring it up. I don't know his reasonings behind not bringing it up, but I immediately told my husband, why is he not talking about Charlie Kirk? I know you don't really want to get political in the church arena, but again, it's not about politics when a person is brutally unalived. It's about good versus evil, and he literally spoke the word of the gospel everywhere he went. And for a pastor that I personally have stood up for I've gone to that church for over a decade. I love Elevation Church. But now I'm really questioning on whether or not I should go to Elevation Church because why did he not bring it up? So that's my question. What do you guys think? What is your perspective? What is your point of view? Because I'm really torn about this. Like, I'm questioning on whether or not I want to go back to Elevation Church. And that makes me very, very sad.
Yeah, I left her a comment and she responded to me. I can't remember what it was, but something along the lines of, I think I just mentioned my former church that I'm not going to name. And they didn't say anything either. I watched their whole Sunday service. Nothing. And I've mentioned before that a very liberal city that church was in. So I wasn't surprised by that, but I just was once again curious about who said what, and you know. So Caitlin is at work and she's saying, how's it going? So I got a handicap sticker just to go back to that. I got a handicap, 2 of them, only $8 each. Get a prescription from the doctor. That's it. Got 2 of them. I know she's happy about that. It's nice to have. It's funny. It was actually kind of nice. We went to the Goo Goo Dolls concert with Dashboard Confessional. Pretty cool show. We got a really nice seats in the handicap section because I had a wheelchair. We went to a Christian festival called The Fest here in Cleveland earlier in the summer. Back early August, I think. Usually it's around my birthday. We went to that. Got to park in the handicap parking. They had a shuttle that took us right to the place. Didn't have to walk. It was awesome. We kind of liked reaping the benefits of it. I hate to say, but yeah. Not to get off subject there, but yeah, that was just a weird thing to not say anything about that on Sunday. Like, how do you do that? How do you not address what happened? It's weird, especially if your church really was supporting like the George Floyd stuff. And I know Elevation Church did big time, but for them to not say anything like at all. And there was another thing. Speaking of Elevation Church, I love their music. Don't get me wrong, they got great music. But man, like, I don't know what happened to him. I used to really like his preaching. And for a while, I was like, well, what happened? Maybe it's me. No, something just told me to quit watching him. I just lost interest, I guess. But like a month ago, we were cleaning on a Sunday. We didn't go to church. It was probably during my injury, yeah, when I first got injured. 2 months ago then. And we watched our church service online. And then I was like, let me put Elevation on, because she's never really watched this stuff. She's kind of new to all this stuff. I put Elevation on. And Stephen Furtick, he's talking about how he was traveling somewhere with his daughter, and he's like, I needed her to get in sync with me, because he's worshiping and singing some old gospel song, and he starts breaking out into the song while preaching, and I caught this like in real time, and I had not watched Elevation in probably like over a year. And I caught this. It was so bizarre. Let me see. And it's like one of those things where, like, if you really like someone, you'll forgive them for saying one weird thing because you like everything else they say. That type of thing.
I know them all. Keep the beat going.
This is funny.
I'm clapping. I'm praising. I feel like I just snorted cocaine or something. I'm so excited. And I never did that before. For the record. For the record. For the record. For the record. But I'm clapping my hands.
Yeah, that's just a TikTok, but you get the picture. Weird. Really weird thing to say and do. Let me go back to the screen here. I thought it was weird for him to say that. I was like, ugh. Kind of a weird thing to just outwardly say, right? Like, I feel like I just snorted cocaine, like, and I've never done that, for the record. I don't know, man. A fraudulent slip. People call that when you say something. There's a scripture, from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. I don't know. I think he just was in the trying to say something funny, and it was like a little, I don't know. Not a great thing to say, though, right? Like, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't do that. It's just weird. And then these pastors, you don't say nothing, but then you say stuff like that, like... It's like, come on, dude. And I knew, I swear, like, there was a reason why I haven't watched or listened to his preaching in a very long time. And I almost felt like God was like, just turn this on for a second. Check this out for a minute. Like, what else told me and possessed me to put on Elevation for the first time in over maybe 2 years? Bizarre, right? So I have not watched since then. What else? But you know what? It's almost like we're in this place where, like, we're getting away from these wolf-like preachers and more sincere. Like, I saw this video. I'll play one more video for you guys. It's Jelly Roll talking to Post Malone. Post Malone, you know, he lost a ton of weight. He's super skinny. He smokes cigarettes constantly. He's got tattoos head to toe. He seems like the most he seems happy all the time, but I think deep down inside he's got some demons, man. And Jelly Roll, he had Jelly Roll on his last tour. And as some of you may know, Jelly Roll's really kind of also came around with his faith being more, like, he did a song with Brandon Lake recently. I mean, kind of delving into Christian music now. So I'll play this video of him talking to Post Malone. There's this.
Chance like this. Nobody's ever taken me to 30, 40 cities across the world. You took me to stadiums all across the United States. You gave me more money than anybody's ever gave me to play a show opening for anybody in my fucking life. Then you brought me over to Europe for the first time, dude. You changed my life. Our friendship means more to me than you will ever know.
Now, even though he's swearing and stuff, I look at this. I've had people This reminds me of like a youth group moment. When you're in youth group and you got someone praying over you, a leader or your youth pastor or whatever, and they're praying over you. And that's what that reminded me of. And I think that Post Malone needed that. What he was encouraging him, he must have known that he needed that. Let me play a little more if it will play.
Said you want to do it again next summer, I'll do it every summer with you, Austin. Thank you for the opportunity. You're an awesome spirit. You're a sweet soul. You're a family man. I see a mother, a father, a daughter, somebody in your family every night backstage. You're a great human. Everybody who works for you loves you, Post. There is a backstage crew of people who love you. We love you, Post. I love you. Thank you for bringing me on this fucking tour, man. Sincerely. And I know if I text you this, you wouldn't text me back. So I'm telling you this in front of everybody because you don't accept compliments well. You don't accept compliments well. No, I love
He sounds just like a
Post.
preacher.
And you changed my life. And you changed 40,000 people here's lives. That's why all the way in London, you can sell 80,000 tickets. Your music saves people, Post. We love you, Posty. We love you, Posty. We love you. We love you. We love you!
That right there is true ministry. That right there, and taking someone in the arms, speaking that over somebody, even though Jelly Roll ain't perfect, who is? Even though he was cussing in there, that being intentional like that was spirit filled. That was good. I loved that. I had to download that one. Makes me weepy. Yeah, there's definitely something going on. Yeah, that's why things were running so slow just now, because I had my phone connected. It was running slow. I hope that didn't ruin everything. It seems like it compromised the video big time. But we'll find out. Jeez. Well, just doing a little quickie here. I got nothing else going on. Just hanging out. And wanted to talk about that a bit, and that was the other thing that was crazy. I at the memorial, all those like massive, like Chris Tomlin, Brandon Lake, Kerry Jobe and Cody Carnes, huge worship leaders at that thing. That was massive. And what's crazy is it's almost like saying, hey, we're the conservative ones. I don't know. It's weird, right? Like, how many churches, kind of going back to this whole divisiveness with the churches and more liberal churches and conservative churches, or however we want to spin it, which is sad. There shouldn't be different types of... It used to just be like white church, black church, Now it's like liberal church, conservative church. It's just the church, man. How did we get to this? But like, how many churches are going to put a ban on those songs? How many churches are going to be like, yo, we're not playing these songs because they supported this guy and he was a racist and all this stuff. Like, that's gotta, if it's went through my mind, it's went through their minds. I know if I had a church and I wasn't for that, and I was liberal pastor or whatever, my church leaned left, and I saw all those worship leaders and people from Elevation there leading worship at a thing for something that I felt was wrong, I wouldn't allow that music in my church. So I wonder what's going to happen. And and I noticed I kept looking at posts from like Chris Tomlin, any of them that were there, and you'd see all these angry reactions because people are still mad about it. That or they're all bots. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of bots. It was like I posted a meme on the last one. I'll put it over here again. Yeah, they're just trying to like poke you with a stick, start a civil war. They want you to be divided. They want us not united but divided. So I don't know. I got nothing. I think that's all I got. But I just wanted to touch on those couple things, the church stuff, how interesting it must be right now to be that type of church in that situation and having to bow down to what's going on, you know? Weird. It is what it is, though. And life goes on. And it's like I said earlier at the beginning, it's like a full circle. It's a full circle thing. Conservative to liberal, liberal to conservative. Yeah, that's all I got. Well, I will talk to you guys later. Oh, I want to plug I want to plug the t-shirts. I'm going to start mentioning that if you want to order a t-shirt, the one that I've posted a picture. I should have wore that just now, not this. Dang it. I meant to wear that in the next episode. I'll wear it on the next one. If you want to order a shirt, Your Drive Home t-shirt. The one that I posted is going to have podcast at the bottom. I didn't like just Your Drive Home. I don't want to. I want the podcast in there because it's very. I've found other people that have thought of my name, some other podcasts and stuff. Your Last Drive Home, I think, is another one, or I don't know. That I have a feeling people have been trying to take my name. Hence why I put that little animated video at the end of my episodes now, with the copyright. Doing anything I can to say, hey, this is it. So don't come at me and try to take my brand. Yeah, if you want a t-shirt, email us at yourdrivehomepodcast@gmail.com. And we'll get that to you. Get an invoice to you. And yeah, that's all I got for now. I'll talk to you guys later.
Hey, thanks again for joining us on Your Drive Home podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the show. And also don't forget to follow us on all of our social medias. We will talk to you guys soon. Until then, drive safe.